Hello peoples. So welcome back to our channel. We will create this in Lightroom mobile application and create a realistic light in our picture. So you can see this dull image and we will convert it into a night vibe in Lightroom mobile. And we also try to convert a flare in this picture over the headlight of this car. You can see that. So first of all we have to color grade this image from evening to the night vibe. So for that we will start with the lights option in the Lightroom mobile and decreasing some exposure. After exposure increase some contrast, decreasing highlights and increasing shadows, also a little bit of whites and blacks. So we get a dark environment on our picture. You can see that. Okay, done with lights. Going to the curves option. This is the luminance curve, and you can see that the lower points are the shadows and upper points are the highlights. Adjusting curve in the shadows and the highlights in the midpoints. You can make S curve. This is the best way to use the curve, but it also depends on your picture. How is it? Going to red curve and decreasing curve in shadows a little bit and adding some reds in mid-tones. Okay, that's it. Going to green, adding some green in shadows, also in some highlights and mid-tone, so it looks like a cinematic photo. Okay, this is the blue curve. When we pop out the blue curve in the decreasing, it will give a yellow color when you decrease it, and we adding some yellowish tones and shadows and adding some mid tones to be also be the yellow, and adding some highlights as a bluish. So this is the before and this is the after the lights. And going to colors, decreasing some temperature, adding some tint, adding some vibrance and decreasing saturation. Now I'm going to the profiles and adding artistic 4, which gives a very good cinematic tones, so I'm adding it. Now I am in the selective tools option. For the most important is flare. Now adding a selective radial filter over the headlight of the car. You can drag it over the headlight and adjust it according the shape. Okay. Now I'm going to the lights and adding some exposure, contrast, highlights, shadows, everything in the lights option. You have to increase them. And now after that you have to go to the color option and add some temperature to the full, add some saturation. Okay, now add a color in the picture, probably orange for the headlights. Now done. You can duplicate this option for the better fill in the headlights or a better depth. Decrease the exposure because it looks overexposed. You can also adjust the radial filter and add a more temperature, you can, if you want to. Okay, done with it. Now you can see before and after. Before after. Now I'm adding a radial filter for the better depth in the picture or the background. We add some exposure in it for the better feel. I'm adding a linear filter from the downside and decreasing exposure for the better feel in the picture, so it looks more realistic. Again doing the same from the upper side. Now I'm going to the effects option to add some texture, clarity and vignette in the picture, making more realistic. Adding sharpness and noise reduction are the plus points in our picture. Not so much, but a little bit. Okay, we're done with the all the edits in our picture. You can see that this is the before and this is the after. Thank you for the watching.